All right, y'all. Listen. This is the Homeroom with Smooth podcast. This is episode 30. I am your host, Smooth. I got with me Type Extras. I got with me Autumn. And I got with me Sarada. Thank you all for coming in. This is the ASMR edition. No, I'm kidding.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't even take that seriously. But no, but real talk. Listen, y'all, go subscribe, man. I'm one away from 100. Like, come on now. Come on. We're one. We're just one away. Just one. I just need one. I just need one. Okay. Don't go unsubscribe after that either, just to give my one. Like, no. Don't make the 100 permanent. I need it to stick. Okay, but anyway, how y'all doing?
Doing pretty well out here on the East Coast, so or
Well, no,
Eastern time
no.
zone, hanging out in the snow. So the Cali kid is not miserable. It's fun.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so ready, you know you muted, right?
oh, we should have Autumn talk. Go ahead, Autumn.
Yeah, go ahead, Arla. Cause she
Oh,
froze.
I'm doing okay now. As you know, Texas was power outage and stuff, but the power's back on. It's warm, so I'm okay now.
And that's what's up. That's good. That's good. That's a blessing. Cause man, all I
Yeah,
heard was horror story after horror story. It was like
We was
this
in Georgia
mom
for real.
and her son. They tried to stay warm in the car in this garage, and then they end up dying. I was like, "Yo, what?"
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, the
that
other
part was
one,
Oh my gosh,
crazy.
the story was so sad.
That
yeah.
part was crazy.
And then I'm trying to think what was the other one. The other one was it was four adults
About the
and six
water.
kids. They was
Oh,
burning wood in the house, like in a grill, to stay warm. Now, granted, that was smart. What was not smart? You gotta let that smoke out. So they
Yeah.
end up getting asphyxiation, and the ambulance had to come in there and get all of them out. And now they all in the hospital.
oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one.
Oh yeah. Turn y'all bills off
Well,
auto
and
pay
I
if y'all
just
live
I
in
just
the
feel like a lot of
and
that
all
too
that.
is poor education. It's poor education on the state of Texas because if you knew you were going to be doing this to people, you should have been sending out informational, booklets, links, something on
Hmm.
ways, alternative ways that people can stay warm but also stay safe. Like you left everybody hanging.
Right.
Right. Like that governor shouldn't get reelected. Just straight up, he shouldn't get
I thought
reelected.
no, he should not.
Like he gotta go immediately.
Honestly, in my book, he should be facing criminal charges, but what do I know?
Man, especially that
Yeah.
what is it? ECOT, y'all electrical board of
Oh,
accountability, whatever it is that runs the electricity. Like they
yeah.
definitely somebody needs to go to jail. Like multiple people need to go to
Uh,
jail. Like, they said they cut the power off not because they didn't have power, but because they it was like strained. The grid was strained. I'm like,
yeah.
bro, y'all supposed to do rolling blackouts. Then California got plenty of experience with this. Like
Well,
they just
actually, rolling
They did
blackouts are
not do
actually
it.
yeah, no, rolling blackouts in a lot of states are actually illegal. California is one of the only ones that does it because other states that they won't let them. So it's across the board. Or just the grid, and the problem is too, like a lot of grids that we have, they don't get updated because they feel no need for them. So hopefully, this was their much needed slap in the face because I remember that they had the same issue, but it wasn't as publicized during that last Super Bowl in Dallas
hmm
when it froze, and then they had the same
Hmm.
issue like in 2007 I think. Um, also, but it wasn't as long because it gets out there like and it snows out there. But this is the first time like we're just stuck and it wasn't going anywhere.
Well, and then
It
also
definitely
too,
was
like
not
Texas,
prepared.
they have their own, like you said, they have their own electrical company, and it's good that they're independent, but not in a situation like this because they didn't have other states to feed off of from their power grids, and I think that's
Fact.
what really put them in a bind. But also, some people had a good point, like we were warned about this winter storm for a while, and it's like even if you didn't think that it was going to hit this hard, there should have been some type of plan typed up, printed out so that you at least have an idea of what you might need to do just in case. And they just really dropped the ball on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that everything is just so everything's a business, and I think that's the main thing. So there really is no government insight because, like I said, people getting billed, just to literally keep them alive. That's inexcusable. You know, and the fact that these bills went out, that shows that there's just lack of oversight on a lot of stuff. But then we get to that issue where it's like how much government involvement is too much involvement because at times like this, everybody wants to do something, and then at other times, people are like, "Why is the government all up in my business?" And it's like you have to have a good balance, and you can't say, "Hey, we don't want them," because when this happens, guess what? You kind of need them.
Facts. Hard facts. So so let's just jump right into our first little topic for today. So in the past 10 years, okay, last decade, what was your top 3 albums? Okay. I'll go first. So mine was Drake Views. That's one of mine. Whatever. I was tossing it up between If It's Reading It's Too Late and Views, and I went Views because I keep playing like one song like almost every day. I'll play this one song. What is it? Uh, Are You With Me? Yeah, that one. Or With Me. I think it's called With Me. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's what it's titled in the checklist. Then my next one is Her's out self-titled album, Her. Like, cause that mug is just flawless to me. Like, I don't see no wrong tracks. Like, she just did her thing. Like, that mug was banging. And then now my third, I really like. It was a toss up between like I didn't know if I wanted to put like the last Jay-Z album on there. I didn't know if I wanted to go with like Frank Ocean. I didn't know if I wanted to like throw Bryson in there. Like I didn't know. Um, but for the sake of conversation, I'm just gonna go with the Jay-Z. What was it? What was the name of that album? What was it? Man, I should know better. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. I've been listening to too much Kanye today. That's why I don't know the name of the Jay-Z album. 444. There we go. I knew it was numbers. 444. 444. That gets my last one. That's my last one. So Autumn, what you got?
You stole one of mine.
I stole one of yours.
Views is one.
Okay.
Yes. Anti Rihanna.
Okay.
It was three is just limited. It was so many good albums in the decade. Then I have to go with Summer Walker over it because I still play that, even though it's been like a year. But yeah, that's my
That's a good
three.
album. It is a really good album.
Yeah, yeah, that was bomb.
Okay, so Type X. Go ahead. What you got?
This one's hard because I guess if I'm going best overall albums for me, I could go like the ones I enjoyed the most. But I guess if I want to, I guess I'll think bigger of just like what was like had like the biggest impact and in the last 10 years. So I guess the one I had the biggest impact was Adele 21, just because that she kind of came out of nowhere and took everything by storm, and I think everybody really enjoyed that. Um, so yeah, that's definitely that one. I guess another one I would say that's a little closer to me, because I know that tour went crazy was was it Watch the Throne? So Jay-Z, Kanye. Just but yeah, and that kind of mixed everything that you said too with Frank Ocean, all there. So that was a really good collaborative one, and you can't really say whose album it was, and everybody was on it, which was but that was early, so I did really like that one too. Trying to think, last one, I really don't know. Um, yes, that one's hard. I did like Recovery. by Eminem, but I think that might have been 2010 instead of 2011, which would bring it out of there, because that kind of put him back on the map, and that was just I really enjoyed that one too. And it was
Mhm.
before he went to his fast rapping style, that he does almost exclusively now. So it was still a good mix of everything, and plus you still had all the
Mhm.
guest stars. So I'd probably throw that one in there, but if not, I guess I'll go Timberlake on 2020 Experience. So
Okay. Okay, that's a solid album too. People be
yeah.
sleeping on him like he don't be dropping heat. Like,
He's really talented. That was actually a really good choice.
yeah, yeah, that's a really good choice. You know what? I wanna go back. Okay, like, so I said originally, I said what was that? I said 444. I'm going back. I'm gonna admit that one. I'm gonna pick Revenge of the Dreamers 3 because that one was really good. Like, I go
Oh
back, I still pick
man,
Revenge of the Dreamer 3. That mug's
just,
hard.
I
Like,
think
just do four like
that's
me, because
straight.
I did four. I cheated, so.
nah, I'm just gonna omit 444
Yeah, I
Revenge of
have
the
four.
Dreamers
I'm not
3.
gonna lie.
Huh? What'd you say?
She has four. So
I said I
Oh,
also
well,
have
go
four.
ahead.
Like it was hard. It was hard to pick.
Go ahead then. Lay them out.
Okay. So first one I want to bring up because he mentioned this artist, and this album was so brilliantly put together. It just I can listen through it back to back. Frank Ocean's Channel Orange. Um,
Yeah,
that
yeah, that's
That was
really
good.
good out.
it was really good. So that's one of mine. And then Drake's Take Care. Also, I can listen to that through and through. Now I understand why you picked what you picked because he has several albums that could have been on this
You
list.
can't go wrong. Like, you can literally just throw a dart at the board
Of
and you'll get
course,
a
it's
good
gonna be one of Drake.
like you gonna get a good album from Drake. As long as you don't pick like More Life, we
Yeah,
good. Like
yeah, like
Yeah, that was all right.
like
yeah, that's the
yeah, More Life was straight, but I feel like we all listened through
Yeah.
it out of respect for Drake.
hmm
So
yeah, like
what did I
it's in
say?
the playlist, but it's
Frank
not
Ocean,
getting
Channel Orange,
hmm
Drake, Take Care. Of course, you know, J. Cole was my favorite. So definitely gonna go for Forest Hill Drive.
that's another really good album.
I mean, just
Russell Drop is
he
solid as
just he's a storyteller, man. Like he can just
He is.
tell you a
yeah.
story.
I seen him in concert twice in the same day. It was lit.
I've
It
only
was
seen
lit.
him once. I definitely want to see him again. Um, what was my fourth one? Because it was very important to say. I'm drawing a
Dun, dun,
blank.
dun, dun.
What was
Let me
mine?
drop that. Let me
Oh,
drop that.
and this one is more so. I don't know how people would feel about this one, but I feel like it deserved
Mhm.
recognition. I thought that it was fire. But Travis Scott's Astro World.
Okay, you know what? That one was really good too. I forgot that even happened.
That album went hard.
Astro World was
I did it,
slapping.
man. I wanted to go see him in concert in St. Louis when he was doing the Astro World tour. Like
Man, I'm so mad I didn't get to see him.
I would get in the car in the morning and just play that album alone on the way to work. Those are
Man,
those are my
We
four.
mentioned Janae Aiko, Trip, and
Yeah, absolutely. Honorable
Jungle, and
mention
then
for
yeah,
sure.
Angelica
Triple
Bomb.
Q.
Yes.
She deserves an honorable mention for that. Also, it was kind of hard because we didn't really have a genre you wanted us to pick. So I assumed you
Yeah.
wanted like
Yeah, I
Right.
rap,
know. Yeah,
R&B.
that was the point. I wanted it to like spread out and just, you know what I'm saying, not be confined. Especially because like there's a lot of rap albums that are hot garbage. So I just wanted to save people from saying something that I was gonna look at them sideways for. I'm like, you like what? Oh no, this is the last time you'll be on the pod. I'm sorry.
Well, and
Oh,
sometimes it's different because you don't know what everybody listens to. But like if you had
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
oh, let's do one about like alternative pop or bluegrass or something, I not everybody would have been able to identify with those. Like I have several artists that I like that are alternative type artists, but for this audience, target audience
mhm.
we have, it wouldn't be beneficial.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. So, my next question to y'all is travel destinations. So, where would y'all? So, look, folks ain't been able to really travel except for Sharetta here,
Man,
and
come on. I go out of
Type
town one time.
and Type Black, you've been getting around too. You're not even
Yeah,
in
I've
the
been in
same
this.
place that you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Me and Autumn, we on
This is true.
lockdown. You know, what I'm saying? We just stuck. You know, but like, so what's your
Uh,
top like travel destinations? I did like a poll. You know what I'm saying? I was asking people
mhm.
where I should go, like in the United States, and I was like, look, either I'm going to Hawaii, or I'm going to like somewhere in Florida, like Miami or something. And then it was because I'm picking nothing but beaches. Okay, I want water. Okay, I want warm water. I want sand. Like I want to kick it. And then what was my last one? I think I picked somewhere in South Carolina. I think I picked like Hilton Head or something like that. Like there's some nice beaches out that way, um,
Mhm.
in South Carolina. They slept on. Um, so my question to y'all is like, oh, Hawaii won. By the way, the people voted. They all voted for Hawaii. Hawaii won unanimously. Like it was crazy. Like no votes for any of the other ones. It was just straight Hawaii. I was like, well, guess where I'm going for my little leave. I'm going to Hawaii. Um,
Oh
Okay,
but
man.
we fancy.
you know what I'm saying? I got to do something good. You know. Um, so where would y'all like to go? Like not just in the United States. I just threw that out there. Where would y'all like to
Uh,
go?
Um, I think my next international trip, I do want to go to Japan. Or I want to get Southern Italy because I was just talking to my mom about it last night. Because I think yeah, we have Japan planned for 2022, and then she said she wants to get back to Italy. So we actually might do Italy, depending on how everything is at the end of 2021. Um, and then also I want to get out to Australia as well. So those are probably like my top three because I probably wouldn't go back to Italy, but there was just so much to do out there that I want to go back. But definitely Japan and Australia. US. I do want to get to Alaska. Just because there's just so much to explore out there.
Dang.
Yeah, so like definitely if you could do Alaska, definitely do that. No, if you go during the summer, it's still beautiful and it's not bad. So yeah, I definitely want to do Alaska again. And then kind of I do want to hit a Colorado because I didn't get the invite, and then um, probably back on the East Coast. I said South Carolina because you have Myrtle Beach and everything out there too. So there's some places that are slept on
Myrtle
over
Beach.
there.
That's what it was, bro.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. So there's some places slept out there. But honestly, just explore. So that I really don't have any destinations like in the U.S. But probably I kind of do want to do like an East Coast trip, and it's on the West Coast. I like a lot of stuff like in the old towns on the East Coast, just the architecture because it's just different because some of it's so old and we really don't have that anywhere else in the United States. So like in the New England area, and then plus I take a crap load of photos too. So
Hmm. Okay, so Autumn, where you going?
Um, we are planning a girls trip to go to Hawaii. I feel like he's stealing all my answers, and I don't know what's going on here.
Now, I have not been a part of that
Be
conversation. Okay.
yourself. Be yourself.
Byron said he will get him a wig and he will catch y'all there.
that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Be yourself,
Oh,
Byron. Come on.
oh, dang,
But
that's
yes, we are
crazy.
planning to go to Hawaii, so hopefully that falls through. Other than that, I mean, I never been to Miami. I would love to go to Miami. Um,
Miami's lit.
I never been, but somebody, I'm now
You
kind of
lit.
scared because I seen a post on Facebook saying that if you go to a certain hotel, they doing human trafficking, and I'm like, huh? So I don't know.
That's
We'll see.
that's
Um,
So
anywhere though. Unfortunately,
yeah.
yeah, there was like Fountain Blue Hotel or something. I was like,
Yeah. I seen that post too. Like my thing
yeah,
is like with Miami is like don't be going like somewhere that like so a lot of people say go to highly trafficked areas. I'm like, nah, like kind of stay a little bit out the way, but still in the city. You know what I mean? Like so if you pick a hotel, like for instance, I didn't pick the one that was all the way down there. Like I picked the Hilton that was like up the road a bit.
yeah.
So then I was out of the mix. So then
mm,
when they had all that, because I went for Rolling Loud. So when they had all them like shootings and fights and all that down there, I was sleeping peacefully.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what was going on down there. I seen the police cars. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So like just stay a little out the way. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or get one of those like apartment building style things and get you one of them like
mm.
short rooms. Them is hard. And they be like right there on the ocean. They hard.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, they hard.
Mm,
'Cause my hotel was like a little bit behind theirs, but it was still hard though. I liked it. I had two balconies.
okay.
Yeah,
Two
Mm,
yeah.
I ain't know
balconies.
it was
This
like
one was
this.
enough.
It was lit. I had the corner room,
You
double balcony.
fancy.
Hey, I had to do it. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Autumn, you know,
Right,
like
you would.
that last time we went to Vegas, like my room was fire.
I want to go back. That was lit.
Let's
But yeah,
go.
your
See,
room was nice.
Facts. Hey, we could all
Love
go. It
Vegas.
could be a podcast trip.
I think we should.
For
Yeah,
real.
I know you do a podcast trip. Just do one live too. Just
Let's do it.
Mhm.
That sounds lit.
I plan on
Yeah.
going actually this year
Shoot, that's
if
hey, it's
everything
nothing.
looks right.
We can make it happen. Vegas is a Vegas is
Not
an easy trip.
nothing.
People be acting like Vegas is like stupid expensive. Like Vegas is not. You
it's
just need
not.
people to go.
Yeah,
That's it.
and it's open right now too. Shit, I might just have to go.
It's open, but like all the stuff ain't
I seen a lot
open.
of
Like,
people in Vegas.
No, no, it's open.
Um,
Like
oh,
Vegas
it's
is
open,
open.
open.
Yeah, it's
Like
It's
open.
everything.
everything, it's been open for a while because that was the one thing where the governor was saying no, like we're opening because like Clark County is well Nevada relies on Vegas and
right.
Mhm.
they have to be open to let people in. So they were saying hey we're open right away and like they open things up like with precautions and everything, but like right now like they're open.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me.
So I'm saying like if we can go
I
right
haven't even
now,
set my
we could go
dates of
right
when I'm
now.
gonna go this year.
Let's go
Hey,
right now.
hey, let's just coordinate. You know what I'm saying? As a team, you know what I'm saying? Make it happen. You
Because
know.
Bar, don't you have to like, or actually both of y'all, don't y'all have to put in some type of like request or something? I don't know
Well,
y'all's
I won't
details.
have to put in any more requests. I'm gonna be good. After September 2nd, I'm good. I don't have to put in a single request for nothing. I can do what
Okay,
I want.
I'm
Mm.
just
Uh,
checking. I don't want the military police coming to arrest you while we in Vegas.
oh no, they ain't gonna arrest me.
Well, there's
They
bases
ain't
in
gonna
there
even
too.
find me. Good luck. Good luck. But no. So Retta, where you trying to go though?
So in the States, I'm with Autumn. I've never been to Miami. I want to go. Um, and then I always wanted to visit
Maybe we should do
Seattle.
Miami instead.
Seattle's fire. Seattle's fire. You
I
need to go
heard
to Seattle.
Seattle's fire.
I
I
do want
want
to
to
go
go
to
Seattle.
Seattle. But I've not been to Miami. Miami is a different level of lit. Like that's a lituation. Like instantly. Just being there.
Mm.
Just being there.
And then my third in the States. I've been to California, but I still haven't been to LA. So I know that when I come to LA, I'll have free room and board. So,
Yep.
you know. And then out of the States, um, I really want to work on, especially before my, or right around the time for my 30th, I want to go to Africa. And I just don't know where yet because I want to actually do my DNA research so that I could see if I want to be able to get to like the closest area where I would be around my ancestral
Yeah. I would love to go
history.
to Africa.
Um,
Right.
um, I want to go to the Maldives. Um, beautiful, 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 beautiful area. You can be really secluded there. I feel like that's more of like a vacation. So, I don't know
Yeah,
about just making it a girls' trip.
yeah, that is
It's
Maldives
very
is
like romantic
is a
looking there.
vacation type thing. That's a that's like a honeymoon pre engagement something like that. Maldives is
Yeah,
nice, nice.
it's very expensive to get there. And then my girl went out of the states. It's not like top priority, but I do want to visit just culture wise and fashion wise. I would love to go to Paris.
Mm.
Of course. That's the
Sames.
ultimate one.
Say
I actually
what?
don't want to go back there.
So
I would love to visit there too. Paris in Africa. Top two out of state.
I feel that.
so as
I
a
feel-
group, we're either going to Vegas or Miami.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure,
Mm.
for sure,
I
Actually,
vote
for sure.
if you
Miami.
could- if you go to
Yeah,
Africa too, actually, if you go to Africa, a good place like just to chill out, also out there is the Canary Islands. So,
Where haven't you been, Alan?
I
that's
have
the
not.
difficult question.
You've been everywhere.
I've not been everywhere. So,
Didn't leave any world for us to travel.
hey, I'm always down for going back with friends so and people.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Heard.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, Dang it! Why do people always text me when I'm in the pod? So anyway, all right. So we're gonna shift gears. All right. So like, how do y'all move on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a struggle? Like moving on? You know what I'm saying? Is it a struggle?
LO.
Like letting things go? You know, is that a problem? You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? You know what I'm saying? Am I the only person that holds on too tight? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, no,
You sound
please
like a
don't.
commercial right now.
I know. Are you having trouble moving on?
Are you holding on too tight?
Right.
Try. Get on there another nigga. Not just kidding. Mm-mm.
um, oh man. Okay, so seriously though, like,
I think it depends on the situation, like the person.
mhm, okay.
Because,
I
like,
think
when a woman fed up, they be leaving.
no,
Facts.
Real
Facts.
I
talk.
think it depends like on the stage of life you're in too. I think and when you know yourself because like honestly like now like and I know it like I'm fucking petty. Like there's this and I'm petty now. So and I have realized that as of now that I'm petty and I've accepted it, it's easier for me just to be like get over things. And but like I said, it also depends on the stage of life you're in. But when because you know about yourself, you know what you're worth, you know who's around you. Because I could definitely say, especially when I was younger or in different situations and not as aware of myself, it was more difficult to get over certain things and certain people, and because and then I do see it because I interact with people because I think no, I haven't told you about it, but dealing with younger people and like they think like they're so wrong because they think they know everything too. So it's like it should be this way. This is the way it has to be. And I think as we all, because as we get life experience, as we all get older and we see how things work and how we interact with people, we realize like yeah, like it sucks, but oh well, or ain't too big a deal, and we still get over it.
Facts. I feel that. I feel that.
Mm.
I feel that.
Yeah, because
Like,
yeah,
like,
I had some. He was trying to be dumb about something, and I was just it was hilarious.
man, like, cause for me, like, a lot of times, like I'll drag something, like I'll drag my feet with letting go or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I should be like, just like it should be dead, but then I'm always still like, oh, well, maybe I can be a little nice. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can still be friends. Like, no, sometimes y'all ain't meant to be jack. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, when I see you, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't hate, but at the same time, like it
Yeah.
ain't that same level of access. Like sometimes you need to like downgrade that person's access. You know what I'm saying? Like the key card need to not work at the building. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we leave them with that access, and they feel like they can just come back whenever they feel like it, and they can get in and out of our lives. You know what I'm saying? And that damages you,
Yeah.
and more than you think it does a lot of times.
Mm,
And it's not till you like look back on it and like deeper reflect, you're like, oh man, like that cycle, that repetitive cycle, like really damaged me, and I could have really like been a lot further in whatever you were doing, like because that's lost
mm,
time, and that's the one thing you're not gonna get back is your time. You know what I'm saying? Like even if that time you would have spent sleeping, like I guarantee you that you would have translated to better energy that you would have took into that interview or that next job or that next like thing that you had to do. It would have definitely, like, that butterfly effect is there. Um,
mm.
but yeah, that's just my piece. Like on it now, like when I was there, no, like
Mm.
why you gotta leave me?
Well, I think what you're describing too, like a lot of things you're saying, is because you're you're naturally a good person. And the thing is too, so a lot of these limiting factors you're describing was based upon because it's like you're looking out more for the other person. Because because you're trying to be there, you're saying, oh, maybe it'll work, maybe because you said it, maybe I could change to make this better, maybe I could do this. Because the thing is, since you're a naturally good person, you want to give someone what you feel like they deserve, and you don't want to hurt them. And I think that's as getting older, getting wiser, and and then like you said, you're becoming more self-aware because now you're saying, hey, doing this is actually hurting me more than I realized it did. So I think you hit it on the head too, because sometimes we worry too much about the other people in your life, and you don't want to hurt them, and you're like, oh, hey, maybe I can be, you know, be better, so everybody could be all right, and that could be towards a detriment. But I think you kind of nailed it on the head, because
Facts.
especially it's always harder to walk away with someone from something when someone doesn't screw you over, and if it doesn't work, because sometimes it doesn't work,
Yeah.
and there's no way, you know and like you said, there's no ill feelings, there's nothing like that. It's just you wake up one day, you're not compatible, or it wasn't as good of a fit as you thought it was, and it is what it is. And I think it's a lot harder to walk away from those, because it's really easy when someone screws you over just to walk out the door, because then you're able to hold on to the anger that's able to assist you. But when you don't have that, and that's kind of like what you were saying, then they have that access, because and it's hard.
Facts. Why is not? There we
I
go.
definitely agree with that. Because
Me too.
I do feel like as we get older and become more mature, we are more aware of who we are. And something that I've learned from being in relationships is that um, when you are someone who has a full cup, you are you have the capacity to pour into other people even when they can't pour into themselves. And that works on a friendship level, but it doesn't work on a relationship level because now your cup is starting to become depleted because they can't pour into you because they don't even know what they have in their cup, if they have
Mm-hmm.
anything at all. Um, and that becomes a problem. And depending on how much, like, I know, speaking from personal experience, I do have a large heart and my cup, they run this over. So I'm always trying to be of service to other people. And, for me, that it took me 4 years in a relationship to realize that I wasn't being poured back into because I was invested because you set out in your mind to care about this person and to want to help them to succeed and be better. Um, and you can only do so much of that legwork for them, so they have to actually pick
Mm-hmm.
up and carry their own weight.
Facts.
And it's hard because you when you care about people, you want to see them succeed, see. You want to see them happy and, mentally healthy and stable. And sometimes you just don't always get that. And even if things do end in anger or you are upset and you're able to like cut that person off, if you never got your answers as to why the things were the way they were, I feel
Yeah,
like that's one of the hardest parts too. Because sometimes you just have to let go and not have an answer as to why things were the way
yeah,
they were.
yeah. Not
And you
having
have to be
closure.
okay. Eventually, have to be okay with that because you may not
Yeah,
ever get that closure.
yeah,
Right. Like there was this girl that I talked to for like what was it, like a couple of years, and our last conversation was like some random like she FaceTimed me and said like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm finna go into the store. Like I don't know why I remember it like verbatim, but it was like, yeah, I'm finna go into the store. I'll call you back. You know what I'm saying, later. And I was like, all right, cool. And never spoke to her again after that. Like never. Like never. And the only way I know that she's alive is that we're both in the military. And so like she's still like emailable. Like so I'm just like, oh, okay, she's alive, but I have no idea. I have no idea what she's doing. Like or
yeah,
anything like that. Like none of that. I don't know why it happened. Don't know when it happened. Don't know none of that. Nothing. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like I just woke up blocked. Couldn't. Yeah, I was like, oh. I'm like, dang. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, this is nice. You know.
yeah. Well, yeah. I think in the digital age too, it's easier for people not to give people answers. And I think that's just something that I've learned to accept too, because kind of back to the story I was talking about kids. So it's kind of related. Some kid thought I on Instagram he thought I stole his phone. And I posted it and everything. And he kind of went like on his little tirade because he was so wrong and everything. And he put it on a story, and all it's kind of like, dude, like if you have an issue, like talk to me. That's all you need to do. So he kind of went on his tirade, and that's where I just got petty. And like I didn't address it. I was just petty. So then he finally came and talked to me about it. So I guess like we were cool, but then after that like he blocked me, and I'm like, and it's so much easier for people to do that and not, because they get what they want and just kind of bounce like in this digital age, and that's kind of like um more acceptable now, because and people do it like with like when they cancel like a lot of times when my friends cancel on me, I never really get the phone call saying, hey, I can't make it. It's a text message saying, hey, sorry, because it's a one-way response. And I think that carries over into kind of relationships and how people deal with stuff too, because they're like, oh, not my problem, and all I need to do is just block, delete, walk away.
Absolutely.
So then
Hmm.
and I so I
Absolutely.
think
It's a
so that's
fear.
why. Yeah. So I think that's why that actually really got me, um, for me. And I said it because I feel like I understood that. Um, I I don't need closure from someone else now. I just need closure for myself.
Right.
Um, and
Right.
that's because I said it because my ex wife kind of did that, because you were there, Byron, because remember, because she was there one drill, gone the next, and then kind of
Hmm.
like everybody's like, oh, what the heck, and all like I kind of know what happened. I kind of know, how she feels, but the thing when I realized like I don't need that closure, because it's sad to say people are trained for that now, for to not give closure, for not to not give reasons and about any conflicts, and it's really really sad. Um, and that's why even the kids these days, because now I really now, because a lot of schools digital now, so those conflict resolution skills, they're gonna be going worse and worse, because it's really easy just to turn off your screen. Playing video games, like me and my cousin, we had to play games, so we had to decide, hey, who's playing what game, we're going back and forth, and we're going to play together. Now as we got older too, we noticed it like, oh, we both had a system, because we came to my grandma's house and she had the room, but then it was like online and like that too. So now kids these days, it's like, oh well, and now everybody has like their phone. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna go grab this and go my little world and ignore you. So like no
Hmm.
one really taught how to deal with conflict anymore, or how to say, hey, I don't like this, and this is the reason why. Because it's a lot easier for people just to walk away and go on the merry way, and like
Hmm.
you don't deal with anything, and it's really sad.
Facts.
Well, and that's a
Facts.
trait that will it takes time to develop. But you're right,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely underdeveloped, especially in this younger generation coming up. And I think a lot of that just deals with fear. They are afraid to have to, they don't know what it feels like to be openly honest with someone and to feel that release, to know that
Yeah.
you said your honest truth and you got your point across. They would rather just like, block someone or like you said, um, just not respond. And, I think a lot of times I have to remind myself, like, I can't expect me from other people. Like if I have issues
Exactly.
with you, I do want to talk about it,
Boom.
but it is hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like people aren't up for that challenge these days. There are many times where I'm like, I really don't want to deal with this because I don't care for conflict, but I
Mm-hmm.
also don't want this, over my head. So let me
Yeah.
just, face forward and deal with it head on.
Mhm.
But these
Mm-hmm.
kids, they don't know that. They just know that, oh, it's acceptable now for me to run away. Or I also, people take out of the context the saying you don't owe anybody an explanation. There are certain times where that is absolutely true. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
your safety and your health, no, I don't owe you an
Yeah.
explanation. But when it comes to your relationship to someone else, um, it's common. I feel like that should be common decency. If you ever respected that person at any point in your relationship or friendship, you
Mhm.
should,
Mm-hmm.
be able to give them an explanation. And people
Yeah.
Mhm.
they don't see that as something that's necessary these days. And that just shows a lot about what that relationship or friendship was really founded on in the first place.
Yeah. I think the whole you don't owe anybody an explanation needs to be reworded to people. They don't need to always agree with your explanation. But you should be able to give one. Like unless like you're like in freaking danger, and you walked away from something, and it's like, and maybe or they don't you don't owe an explanation at that point, but eventually you do give them that explanation of saying, hey, 'cause that's the thing. Like if I'm hanging out with Byron, and we're like on the streets of LA, and I bounce and don't say anything like that too. So he's like, "What the hell?" And I don't need to give him to one right then. But then later, I need like, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry, I had to leave because honestly, I had that experience over there. I got triggered, So that's why I left, and I don't want to bring everything down because he's gonna worry about it too, And maybe he doesn't have to understand explanation or he doesn't have to agree with it, but I need to give him one. So then he's like, "Oh, Alan's good. He was looking out for me." Or he can say, "Hey, man, next time just tell me because I don't want to be out here alone." It's like that too, or I'll help you through it, or we won't go there, But yeah, I do hear that a lot too. Like like, oh, it's Mike's, like I don't need to tell you anything, and like you said, it's common decency, but I think that's kind of weeding its way out too, unfortunately, because everybody
Mhm.
just deals with themselves.
Facts. 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 Yeah,
What
and
about you, Adam? You're quiet.
No, I'm just listening. I'm agreeing with y'all. Like I saw a friendship that ended without any explanation. I'm just like, why? Not towards me, but it was like towards two other friends. I'm just like, why did
Hmm.
you not tell her? Why you stopped listening to her? And her response is, I feel like we weren't friends anyway. And I'm like, but y'all was friends for this long. I just don't understand that. So I
Yeah.
think it ties into friendships and relationships. Byron.
why do I
I
know
think
what you're talking about?
I know you know,
That's facts, though.
but
It's
we ain't gonna
wild.
say nothing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird
I'm
to
just
me.
trying to
Like,
think
how can you walk away from somebody when you was friends? So
Hmm.
even in relationships, it was easy for me to move on in my last relationship because, like I said, I was fed up. I was tired of all the BS. So that was easy. So that's why I said it depends on the situation. Like y'all said, if it ended without even knowing why it ended, or then yes, it'll be harder for me to move on too. Because I'm like, was it me or what did I do wrong? But I don't know. It just depends on the situation. But definitely, I don't understand. I don't owe you an explanation. If you built a connection with somebody, I don't understand that part. So I'm gonna
especially,
always explain why I left.
man, like especially like for years, like bruh, years, like
Yes,
you don't
that's why
toss
I just
years
stepped
down
out
the
of
drain.
it.
Like you don't just
I
toss
just
Yeah,
years.
stepped
that's what
out
I
of
mean.
it.
It's like
No.
you don't have to agree with it, but I have to tell you how I'm feeling. So then if you try to get mad, it's like, no, I told you exactly what I was feeling and why I did it, you know? So
Right.
yeah.
I I wouldn't even have been mad.
Well, and
'Cause-
that's another reason why when you have good friendships or relationships, they're so valuable because nowadays people can wake up any day and decide that they just don't want to deal with you anymore. They don't want to be, they don't want you in their space or in their environment, or they don't want to continue to
Right. Just
deal
let me
with
know
you.
though.
And when you do have people that choose to wake up and love you every day, whether it's friends or a relationship, that's special because they don't, that love is a choice. People think it's like, oh, I got these butterfly feelings, and that's all bullshit. Like, love is a choice. You wake up every day and you're like, man,
Dang.
this person gets on my
Loretta,
last
preach.
nerves, but I love them and
Preach.
I want to see them, grow.
Yeah.
It is. It's hard, and people don't want to deal with hard. They want easy all the time, and that's not life.
Preach.
Man, preaching. Where am I? I can't snap my left hand for some reason. Don't judge me. I can't snap my left hand. Like literally over my right. Like my left. I can't
Both.
snap both hands. I can only snap my right. So it just ends up
Mhm.
coming off like that.
You should have had that as
I
one of your
can't. I
superpowers.
can't do my left right now because I hurt my thumb when we were skiing.
I know.
Oh,
I'm so jealous of
So
that, by the way. I'm so jealous of that. Like, oh, you know what? We should do a ski trip. I'm gonna bring out my board.
it
Let's
was
go.
so much fun.
did you hit a tree?
Of course, you have a board. No, I didn't hit a tree. I fell. Like, okay, so it took me a while to get my bearings when I got up there, and we get on the hill, and I get myself together, and I'm going down. I don't know who I thought was gonna come save me, but I started to pick up speed, and I was like, "All right, that's enough now." And no one was there to help me. And they say you're supposed to pizza, turn your heels
Yeah.
outward to slow
Yeah.
down, and
For sure.
the pizza didn't get delivered. It wasn't working, so I
Did you turn low?
leaned back and listen. I thought I tried everything, but it
You know,
didn't really
so
work, and
because
so I
because
failed.
you need a
Ouch.
pizza and then turn to the side. So then when you're perpendicular, then you're slowing down.
I didn't know you had to do the. I didn't know I had to do the pizza and the side turn. The 8-year-old taught me that after I failed. So,
An 8 year.
but
Look,
after
it said,
that, I didn't
hey,
fall anymore. I went down.
he came up to you, ma'am. Ma'am, can I help you?
Well,
Let me help you do this because you don't know what you're
if it
doing.
makes you feel better, I was at Big Bear with my mom and dad, right? And I'm younger, and then they're going down this diamond, and they freaking both eat it, right? So I'm going down, and so I'm picking up and I'm picking up like my dad's because skis pop off his pole. I'm like, oh, there's this pole, there's this like that too. I'm getting all my dad's stuff, and there's a little kid like 5 has all my mom's stuff. Like, excuse me, ma'am, you dropped your stuff. I was like, it's always them kids. It's always them kids. I'm like,
It's always
but this was like,
kids.
yeah, it was like 5. It was just like, and I'm like, the thing is, I remember because I'm struggling getting my dad's stuff. I know I'm on a board and all like that too. So, but I'm getting all my dad's stuff, and I'm kind of have it too. Kid has it all like perfect and everything. Like, store was like, here you go. It's like, but she was like, yeah, excuse me, ma'am, you dropped your stuff. I was like, oh man.
Man, going up there and seeing all those kids do so well, like our group had a lot of animosity towards kids. Literally, everybody in the group was like, F them kids. I cannot believe that we got here
That
struggling and
dude,
kids just
The kids out there
kids
like
just
it's X
flying by.
Kids.
Just
They out there like the Winter X Games. They doing flips and all of that.
no, I
yes,
was at
we
Mammoth,
wobbling, looking
and
like baby deer out here.
I'm at Mammoth, and then you see all the kids on skis, and they're hitting these ramps, and you just see them just go up, and you're like, what the hell? And they're like, no fear. They're just like, what's up? And then they're like, oh, and they come and talk to you, like, oh, you're so good. I'm like, shut up.
I will say one thing I liked about being on the mountain is the mindset everybody had. Like you could tell we were struggling or lost, but there were so many strangers that came up to me like, "Hey, get up, try again, get after it,
Yeah,
take your time, do this, do that." And I love that, like complete strangers. Everyone was encouraging
yeah,
and willing to instruct and telling us not to give
yeah,
up. And it was so much of a reward once I didn't give up and I tried again. Like even when our group like T Rose, like shout out to everybody, the most proud of you because you didn't give up. And it felt good, like to say I did it successfully, I guess. But
Yeah.
it was, I love the mentality everybody had up there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and then
Vegas trip, and then Utah. We're going to Salt Lake just to go ski. That's what we're doing next year.
okay, all right, cool. I'm with it. I'm with it.
You ready,
I'm
Autumn?
with it. Say,
She's like,
Autumn was like, she's like, you miss me at the cold weather.
What's
She's
the
like,
first trip?
Oh,
Y'all said 2 different trips. What's the first trip?
no, so we're
the
doing
first one was
Vegas.
Miami.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah,
thought it was Vegas.
yeah, we're
Which
Vegas
one
or
is-
Miami, either or. So we're doing a Vegas or a Miami trip,
oh yeah,
and then
we said one of those.
and then after that second trip, we're going to Utah, Salt Lake. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I did it once. I have all the gear now, so.
Yeah, Autumn's like, I'm gonna be in the bar in the cabin. I'll watch you guys fall. It's like, I'll hold the
yeah.
phone.
I'm gonna make sure the
I ain't
fireplace
coming
stays
out.
warm.
No,
It's like ski patrol. My friend fell.
I'll be
It's too
watching
cold out there.
y'all.
Actually,
Yeah,
no,
I want
Yeah.
to
She'll
snowboard.
record us. Get good
I
clips.
want to snowboard. I don't want to ski. I want to snowboard so
Byron,
bad.
you know that
I bored.
you know that
You
this
can
is on
have that
live,
too.
so you have to actually make this happen now because our listeners and the people who watch are gonna want to see this picture.
I know,
Yeah.
and I'm good. I'm about it. Like, come on, I went to skydive. Like, it's nothing. Like, I'm not scared of no snow or no snow.
Skydive.
Yes,
I'm gonna live stream. I'm gonna live stream and I'm gonna bring out my GoPro. Also, you can see
Y'all
with
can
me and
have
Autumn
that.
at the bottom of the hill. Like, what's up?
oh yeah, y'all just gonna see me just eating it. I'm over there just
Oh,
Homeroom was smooth. Homeroom was smooth.
Don't be
Pastor Vegas.
laughing.
Yeah, it knows to be a field trip with Smooth. That's what it is.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, that is kind of hard though. That is kind of hard. I kind of like that. Field trip.
Right.
I
Yeah,
gotta go.
that'd be-
Field trip. Oh, cute.
I know. I think Vegas we're gonna have to cut it halfway through though. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, hey.
Yeah, you the Vegas and Miami trip, you won't be able to show everything. So
Yeah. World star.
Or-
oh Lord.
You definitely is not
I
gonna
thought
have
what
on
happened to
y'all
Vegas in Vegas.
going crazy.
hey, we gonna get
Right.
on.
Well, why are we filming this?
Right. Man, for sure. But yeah, if y'all ain't got nothing else, you know what I'm saying? I felt like we had a great conversation. Man, we actually ended promptly on time. Like, this is crazy. This actually went very well.
For the first time ever.
Shout out to the on time.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Cool.
I appreciate y'all for coming on. Like, this y'all time, y'all can shout out whatever y'all want to shout out right now. Like, go ahead. Like, if you got a little business, a little side hustle, or you just want to shout out your Instagram, whatever, like,
Okay.
just shout it out.
I guess as you see from my tag at TypeX Rules, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, just photos of me going wherever. But honestly, stay safe out there. I'm glad autumn's warm again in Texas. But just look after each other, and if you have any concerns, bring them up because like the Texas power thing, that's something that needs to be elevated. People need to know about, and that's probably just one of many things. So yeah, be vocal. Don't be a douche, but definitely be vocal.
Okay, so who's going next? Greta.
Y'all follow
Okay,
me on Instagram. __ Autumn with 2 N's because I couldn't do my real name. I don't know why. B. So yeah. That's all I got. But I am happy I'm warm.
Right, I feel that. That's probably why you don't want to go to Utah. You're like, cold again? No.
That traumatized me, okay? That traumatized me. I'm like, I can't.
We have to catch you after the Miami trip and try it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so Retta, what's up?
It is a struggle to stay warm out here, like even in the house. I mean, I don't have like any like businesses or anything. My Instagram is pretty boring. So just everyone, like I say every week, social distance, wash your hands, stay safe.
Okay, nurse. Okay.
Oh, and side note, because I know how people get about that. Everyone on the trip was required to get tested before we came.
I was gonna ask that, but then again, I was like, this is better. They did it.
Are we doing that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen, I sent a side text to because this is Matt's trip. I sent him a side text like, hey, I know it's not my trip, but you think everybody get tested? Okay, thanks.
that
So
and vaccinated. So well, hopefully the vaccines are coming
yeah,
soon, and
which
hopefully it's more. Yeah, you got yours, right? Yeah, because I know you got
oh
yours.
yes, I don't because I don't know if I mentioned it last week. Yes, I did.
how was it?
So I know people are. It was fine. I got my arm was sore for a couple days. That was it.
Yeah. Actually,
That's like normal shot.
did you get both or did you get one? Because I know my first one, the second one was when my arm was hurting. Well, but like the first
My
one, I
arm
was
hurt
fine.
with the first one. The second one will just be like, especially because I hadn't had COVID yet. I say yet
Yeah.
because who knows. But it's but I try to tell people, and that's what I was talking about before we went live when I had my
Mm,
phone muted. Like people just have to remember that it's a natural response for your body to start to feel sick right after the vaccine,
yeah.
and that is a good thing because your body is responding properly with the right immune system response. It is
Yeah.
becoming giving you a fever or making you feel sick
Yeah.
because it's fighting off what's happening in your body and producing antibodies you need to fight off that virus so that they can
Yeah.
recognize it. So it is normal. And people are like, oh wow, the face feels like you got it. But it's a shorter time frame, 24
Yeah.
hours, maybe
It,
48
my,
hours max.
yeah.
And after that people feel
My
perfectly fine.
yeah. Yeah, mine was less than that because it was just like I said, it was because I was hot, and the second one was like, my arm was actually sore. I was like, what the heck? But I was like, yeah, because it actually it reminded me of anthrax, like the same exact same thing. I was like, not again.
Oh man, oh man. Again,
Yeah.
that anthrax hurts, bro. Like that mug, it burned like down my arm. I was like,
Yeah, that
I felt like the inside of my arm was on fire. Like I could feel
that's
it flowing through my
how
veins.
that's how it felt for me. But it wasn't as long. So
Okay. All right. Well, I know I have something to
Yeah,
look
so
forward
that's it. Wash your hands, social distance.
to. Yeah.
That'll be worth
Okay.
it, especially because I honestly think, and I mean, I could be wrong, but I 100% think that as time goes on and they start to get to the next phase of allowing different groups of people to get the vaccine, once they've gone through every group, you're gonna start seeing at the airport passport and vaccine card. Where are you going? I firmly believe that they're going to be asking for our vaccine cards. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I know it's going to cause a lot of rift and division among everyone in the states because everyone will have a different opinion about it. But I mean, I've actually looked like in research, and there are like places, like smaller places, like islands that has always been their policy from the beginning, but no one knows about it because there's such a small area. But
yeah,
there is this island that you get tested as soon as you get on the island, and they hold you in like this one area until you get your test results back. And once they show up negative, you can walk around the island freely, like no mask, no nothing, because they know everyone is negative. And I mean, yeah,
yeah,
there could be some, you have your outliers and stuff like that because you never know if someone just isn't testing or showing up in that test because that test is not sometimes um, the best. But it did seem like it was a great idea to keep their island protected the way they wanted to keep it protected, and it's been working for them the entire pandemic. So I definitely think
And
that they'll start, depending on where you're going, they'll start asking for your vaccine cards.
and I ain't got no problem handing it to him. I'm like here. Like that's not intrusive to me. Like that's like before you have a partner, you know what I'm saying? Ask them like, yo, you clean? Like it's like the same thing. Like that's not intrusive.
mm,
That's looking out for yourself. Like I'm not gonna get mad at nobody for looking out for their own health. Like
mm.
you asking for my vaccine card, looking out for your own health and your own people. Like you can't get mad at that. But anyway, look, we out. Subscribe,
Yeah.
like my channel, leave comments, you know what I'm saying? And we out, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get out before the hour hit.
Yeah, let's go.